Here's your first question, too.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lower House Cricket Club podcast. It's a bit of a challenging edition, this one. We're doing it live. It's not going out live, but we're doing it live at the Lower House versus Littleborough game at Lower House at the interval, and it's at the request of some legendary, loyal, old supporters.
You got that right.
And new supporters as well.
And some new supporters. So we're just going to have a general chit chat. We talked about it at Aslington, and we are going to record it now and then see how we go on for dishing it out and see how it goes down with all the spectators. So without further ado, I'll introduce first of all Pete Atherton. All right, Pete, how you doing?
Not so bad, not so bad.
That's good. Also, we've got Jeff. Now, Jeff, we've known each other for a long time.
Yes.
With Pete, but I remember I think you were playing when I was a junior, when I came down, so welcome and thanks for helping out with this.
Thank you.
We've got Paul Sandyford, also known as Bob. Bob's been coming on a lot of years. In fact, we could talk, Bob, about the old videos you used to do for us and the audios that we used to do. They were...
Unfortunately, what happened was that I used to sync the videos with the music, and YouTube and Vimeo just closed all that down.
I didn't know that's why you stopped.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go into that further. We'll go into that further because I was going to mention to you about doing some more for this, but if it's problematic,
it's problematic.
Yeah.
Because Windows used to do a movie thing as well. They don't do it anymore. Now. You've got to buy a bespoke package.
Because the music was fantastic.
That was the thing. That was the thing. It was the music rather than the cricket.
Yeah, I remember. We'll talk about that actually, because I remember going on that barge, and I've still got the footage.
The barge.
Boat to Burnley.
Boat to Burnley. So the final guest that we've got on, as you can probably hear, is the legendary Bish Bash Bosh. How you doing, Bish?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, good. Known as, my proper name's John. But yeah, they call me Bish Bash Bosh. I've even had people driving through my town in Padiham and they've wound windows down, Bish Bash Bosh, and I say, yeah, and I'm thinking, who the hell was that? But yeah, it's nice to be renowned, but it's lovely to know that.
Yeah.
A lot of respect from everybody. It's brilliant.
Good lad, and I really appreciate you coming on. And
yeah, brilliant. My first time on podcast, so hello, podcasters.
Good lad. I'll tell you what, it's worth mentioning. Obviously, this is audio, not video.
I know. Shame you can't see me.
He's a good-looking chap.
Bish is wearing one of the blue baggies, and it is a proper old. It's got so much sun. Looking at that,
it's well faded. I won't get rid of it. The lads have said, John, we're going to have a collection for you. I said, what for? We're going to get you a new cap. I said, I've already got a new cap. I said, but I just love wearing my baggy.
Yeah.
Because I feel part of the club with it. About two and a half years, but I feel part of the club with it.
Yeah, exactly. My question is, where do you get it from?
Well, what it were, I tried to get one. I was talking to lads, from the team, the players, and they said, and I even offered, said, can I get a baggy? And they said, no, you've got to be a player. And I was well gutted. And I thought, well, why can't I get a baggy? Anyway, apparently I was up at hang on a minute, folks. Rosegrove Club, and one of the lads come in and he won a baggy, and I said, what's that, Biff? And he said, I've won a baggy. He said, why? I said, I can't even bloody well get one. I said, I've got to be a player. I said, but I can't play for Lower House. Anyway, so what they did, he said, do you want to buy it? I said, yeah. So I give him a tenner for it, and ever since.
What number's on that?
503, isn't it?
No, it's 53.
Oh, 50.
Do you know who the player is?
And it's a guy called. I was talking to Frankie Ente, and I said to Ente, I said, who's this? Anyway, he says it's called El Rodden.
He played in 1942.
No. The club was established in 1865, correct?
Yes.
And he played for Lower House in 1899.
Brilliant.
That is from Frankie Ente himself. So I know it was El Rodden, and I know he played for Lower House in 1899.
You'll have to find his
so
family.
It's a privilege to wear it.
What
and yeah,
story.
I just love wearing me. Love wearing my baggy.
Fantastic.
Even though I've got a brand new one.
So let's just go through the guests. All I want to do, lads, is just, we sat at the clubhouse, it's the tea break, between the innings. Ben has just got a fantastic 91.
Yep.
I think
Well
he's
done,
got a
Benno.
decent score there that might be.
He even played
score.
some ramp
Yeah.
chops. Which
Yeah, he did. No sweep.
I'm always a bit nervous about
Yeah,
them.
yeah, but it was
Frank,
good
hey,
innings.
Mr. Edgebrook, if you're listening, no sweepy sweeper.
Reverse sweepy, you know.
So, we like I said, we sat together, just sat in the bar. It's nice and peaceful, probably 20 or 30 people in. What a great atmosphere, just having a couple of pints. I'm going to go first of all to Pete Atherton. Obviously, your dad and my dad were friends together. They went through all the different committees. What are your early memories? And can you remember the year? What was the longest memory you can go back to?
My longest memory on a player down at Lawrence was probably when I was about 8-year-old.
Right, okay.
That'd be early 60s, really early 60s.
Yeah.
He was called Jim Minnis.
Yeah, Jim Minnis, yeah. And you can remember him playing?
I can remember him, not professionally, but he was an amateur at Lawrence then.
Right.
And my dad tried to make me a spinner.
Right.
In the club, and I couldn't spin a ball at all. And I tried to take Jim Minnis's pace ball. He was a medium pacer, but a fast arm at the end of it. But obviously it never come off, you know.
No. So that would have been late 60s?
No, it'd have been the early 60s.
Early
I
60s.
think.
Right.
My early memories of a pro were Pascal Roberts.
Right.
Only because they come to Blackpool with us. We went to watch the illuminations at Blackpool, and Pascal Roberts come with us.
With you and your dad?
We all family. They took us all in and took Pascal Roberts with us to Blackpool
Nice one,
to
Albert.
watch the illuminations.
And he's got in your car to watch that with Clifford?
Yeah.
Because your dad loved his cars, didn't he, when he was into
he
his,
drove everybody all over
Yeah,
the place.
he did. And I think people will remember on some of the podcasts, I think Lofty and Bush were on a podcast, they were talking about your dad.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah.
Driving him round and
They were
taking him to different...
well into my dad, both of them. But he'd go anywhere for anybody.
Yeah, he would. He definitely would.
You know, I mean, he'd drive anywhere
Yeah.
for anybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of professionals like.
Yeah. He'd pick them up, wouldn't he? From
He'd pick them up from
airports
airport and
take
everything
them.
else.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So your dad came down here then. Sorry, your dad brought you down here then.
Yeah.
And your dad then progressed onto the committee and
Yes.
did so much work. There was, the league rep and with Jack Ace and Jerry
yeah.
Dawson. John's out there. He won't come on. He's scared of coming on.
Yeah.
And all those, they really kept the club afloat at that stage. What are your memories, say from the early 60s going into the 70s? Because the club were on its backside really. What were your memories of the first team games when you were getting to 15,
Just trying
20?
to stop up steps like with Jack Hayes,
Yeah.
Danny Barris from steps.
Right.
And we,
And who were you with then?
there'd have been a few of us that were around here. Charlie Chits probably,
Yeah.
like early doors.
Yeah.
A few others from Lawrence Canteen. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously we come up from Canteen
Yeah.
after a session at football
Because
in the
there would have
morning.
been
You know what I
licensing
mean?
hours, weren't there?
On a Sunday,
Yeah.
you're only
Yeah.
cricket clubs,
Cricket
you can get
clubs where
a
you
drink
could have a
after
drink.
2 o'clock.
So you'd come in, I can't remember the early 70s, but probably mid to late 70s, and there were a fair following. There was a lot of people followed Lower House home and away. Is there any memories around that, around some of the games that you went to?
Some games. I mean, you had one down here when we had Radio Lancashire on.
Right, what was
I
that?
can remember that the big Radio Lancashire van that come round and
Oh
did,
yeah, with it had the aerial on
with
top.
the aerial on top.
Yeah, I
and,
remember that. Who was the presenter? He were on for years, weren't he? Oh,
He used to play at East Lancs, I think. Jim Kenyon?
Yeah,
that sounds about
probably
right.
were
Yeah.
Jim Kenyon.
Yeah, Jim Kenyon.
yeah, he was a Blackmanish, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, and he was.
I don't say any more on a podcast.
No, but he was. I think he was, because I think he was a Blackburn footballer as well.
Yeah.
But Blackburn, Burnley, East Lancs, Lower House. So what happened when the van was here?
The van was me and my mate were at one side and I were at the other, and we were swinging the van shaking it up and down because of the decisions what had been made on the pitch.
And the commentator for Radio Lancashire, or it might have been Radio Blackburn then, was sat in the van.
And they were sat in the van. Right. It was to-ing and fro-ing quite frequently.
Right. And I believe that legendary commentary that came over the airways was the Lower House vans are rocking the van. so we at last, after all these years, we know who did it.
Yes.
So thanks for that, Pete. So next, who sat with us and having a great contribution and we're all loving getting this out to the other spectators is Jeff Wilkinson. Thanks, Jeff. As we just said, I think we said it in the introduction.
Yeah.
You were playing as I were coming through the juniors.
I was playing for the second team.
So tell us about you. When did you start coming down here?
I started coming down here when I was about 12 years old.
Right.
And it were only through passing through school, and I used to come on and help the groundsman.
Right.
After school, or go practice bowling and
So you were 12, but what year would that have been?
70.
1970.
Yeah.
I know it's $1 million question. Can you remember who the groundsman was?
I can't.
No.
I can't think of it were.
George Bridge?
Could be, yeah, George.
Yeah.
George and like Ken Smalley and.
Stanley's just coming in on podcast impromptu. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'll send you a message. All right, Paul.
Ken Smalley and Jack Hayes were running bar.
Yeah.
And I think your dad.
Yeah.
Was
yeah,
on
he'd been
ground
down
staff.
there then. Yeah.
Your dad were on the ground staff then, Bomber.
Ice cream chaps here, Jeff.
Jeff's just getting a call from, it's probably from George Bridge saying, I weren't doing it that year. Bless him.
Voice from the grave.
Voice from the grave, they can pick up on anywhere. Yeah. So you're just passing through, you come on with the groundsman?
Because I lived up on Holmstrand Avenue.
Yeah.
And I used to go past on the way home from school. There's something to do.
Exactly, and summer's day, and it was always sunny back then. So what happened when you came on? Who did you see? What did you do?
Well, it were helping rank ground. Oh, can I help and do stuff like that?
Yeah.
And various things. And then I started going into nets.
Yeah.
And a few players today, like one of the pros at the time, who I remember really well, one of my favourite pros was Tony Bennyworth.
Yeah. So you can remember him now?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I remember him playing, but I can't picture him playing. I can't see what he was about.
What a character.
Was he really?
Yeah, what a character.
In what way?
He lived on Thornhill with Duncan Hall.
Cracker.
And I used to babysit for David Riley.
Right, yeah.
Look after.
Yeah, I remember Dave, yeah.
I used to go on the cricket all the time, and I did the tallies at the scorebox.
Yeah.
And scored sometimes for the second team, and with Philip Greenwood.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Yeah.
So then you've helped out, you've got in the nets, and you've started bowling, you left arm off spin. You played a lot against Lower House?
No, I didn't play that many, because then I joined the forces.
Okay.
When I got to like 1920,
I thought you played 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years under Ian Wrigley.
Right, Ian Wrigley, right.
Yeah. And then you never got. It were like a closed shop.
Yeah.
They had the thing. Alan Southers opening batting.
Bordwells.
Yeah.
There were Bordwell brothers, weren't there?
Alan Southers.
Clive Chell.
The
youngest lad there. Stan would have played at the same time.
John Seedall.
Yeah. Tom, Mark Whelan. Tom Whelan had 2 sons, didn't he?
Yeah.
Martin and Mark. Yeah. So that's going back a long time, Jeff. That's brilliant.
Mainly with Stan.
Yeah.
Because they're through school and under 15s and under 18s.
Fantastic. We'll come on to like more recent times, in the next 5 minutes or so. But we've got to go to Bob, Paul Sandyford. I mean, Paul's a touch younger than me, but I think you're similar to Nicky, were you?
Yeah, you're a bit younger
mid-50s.
than Nick,
So I remember us all being down here. You were playing at junior sides, and your mum and your dad would be down. And
my dad. Coming on since the 40s or whatever.
Yeah.
My mum worked for a dozen years at Tea Room, and those were the days when it was voluntary. It
exactly.
It wasn't paid for.
No. No.
The club itself, when we first came down, it's just such a far cry from what you see out here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So what years would those have been? Do you think then, Bob? You'd be looking at late 70s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the big ones was the Martini Cup final in 80. Over at East Langley.
Yes. Yeah.
Where we took so many supporters over there.
Yeah. And do you remember that?
Of course, yeah. I would have been 10 at the time.
Right, brilliant.
I spent the 2 weeks before I'm making a big flag in the garage.
Brilliant. Because we were on Calderbrook then.
That's right.
That's right. Because we were on Wensley Close and you were on the Calderbrook then there. So you've made this flag. And what was on the flag? Can you remember?
Up the Cup Lower House or whatever.
Brilliant.
And we just had a big mob of people at one end of the ground.
Yeah.
All cinder tracked.
Yeah.
So when you finish your beer, you put the cinders into your can, and everybody were just rattling away. But you weren't allowed in the clubhouse at the time. You couldn't get a beer. You have to bring your own. You have to sort yourself out.
So, and that is it's 1980, which is not that long ago. So we weren't the Lower House fans. Well, I'm thinking just as far as not letting in your clubhouse. That's what I'm thinking. It's a little bit archaic. You know, some of the people listening to this won't even understand that. So how did you get there on the day? How did you get over?
To be honest, I have no idea.
No.
I think there were a coach. I think I went on a coach.
We got a coach.
I think we got a coach.
We got a coach from Lane Ends. A lot of them from Lower House Canteen, Lower House from Lane Ends, and probably some from Grove.
Right, Peg.
But we've never been in a bloody cup final before.
Exactly. We've not been near anything.
But we weren't allowed in the clubhouse. It rained.
It did, that's
and
right.
We had to keep going back.
And there was the problem with the pitch and the outfield of what East Lancs did, and that's all recorded.
Pro called Swart.
Peter Swart was
Peter
it?
Swart.
Peter Swart, yeah. And I mean, we're not bitter or twisted, are we? But they fiddled it. But they fiddled it. Bob, cheers, thanks very much. We'll go on to more current times. Right, Bish, we're coming to you now.
Blimey, I'm only younger talk listening to your lot. Bloody hell.
Well, go on, you tell us when you came down and why you came down.
Well, I come down when Matt Oak was captain.
Oh, God help us.
Yeah, when Matt had it. And the reason why I come down, I used to I followed cricket a long time, but my cousin Mick Lord, who's been a Lower House supporter for many years, he said, why don't you come up to watch Lower House? And I said, he said, because you like your beer, you like the banter. He said, no, seriously, Jez. He said, the lads like the beers, and they get the banter, and they get the support, and you do everything all in one do.
And it's a nice day
as well as watch your cricket. And I thought, well, okay, I weren't a member then. And he said, well, come up and see what you think. Now, thank you, Michael. You're not listening to this podcast, which you don't do anyway. But to all you podcasters, Mick Lord was the man what really brought me to Lower House.
Brilliant.
So, so I come to Lower House and I watched a few games. And I met all these reprobates what are around here.
Yeah.
And I got well in with them. Right. I got to know everybody, and I was welcomed by everybody. I was welcomed by the team, even though the Bish Bash Bosh hadn't been created then, because you used to watch the Magician Club in the great Sir Prenzo, and he'd say Bish Bash Bosh. So this is where Bish Bash Bosh come into it. So I started coming here and I watched them, and I thought, this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And what I did then, I thought, right, I want to be a member here because it's absolutely superb.
Yeah.
And we used to, and we used to go to all, and I still do, go to all the away matches.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
The good thing about going to away.
Just going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even recently.
We don't
the
do.
The Todmorden Curve and the new.
It's all been invented, We don't go. What we do is when. Yeah, you're right. What we do, me and Mickey. And Bob as well, we generally, when we set off to an away ground, we don't go straight to the ground itself. We like to have a look through the town, and we wear his baggies and his caps, let them know that the Lower House is here. We go into the pubs, we don't give them monkeys what they say or anything, and then we have a few jaws, go onto the ground, especially away, and we give them some banter. And I think the supporters and the team know that when we're here, they know because I say bish, bash, bosh, and they know we're here. But yes, and I'm only a young pup because I haven't been covered here that long. But let's see, no, as a supporter for Lower House. But yeah, I love coming to Lower House. I love Lower House. I love the supporters. I love the team. I love the way the club is run. And I love everything about it. It's superb.
That's so good
it's absolutely superb. And you know something?
Yes, so good
saying that, yes, I come when we're at home. I come past, the dressing room where the lads are sat outside, and they never. Hey, oh, Bish, don't call me John. Hello, Bish. You all right, Bish? Yeah. Hey, lads, you doing all right? And the beginning of every season, when I walk past, I always say, good luck for the season, lads. Let's do well. And I'm still there behind them.
Brilliant.
But whether win or lose, I still love my support. I love them. I love them.
So you've been coming down for a good 20 years or so. Matt was captain for 3 years. So you've seen lots of cricket. So
I've seen lots of changes as well.
Lots of changes, lots of pros.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on and move the conversation to more current times, and then try and compare players, games, memories that you've got around certain seasons. So are they all? I mean, I shudder to think how many seasons you've been watching.
Oh my God, not me.
Be at least 55.
55, I think, probably 55.
Hey, Jez, I didn't realise some of these lads played for Lower House.
Yes, they did.
I didn't even know Enty played for Lower House.
Get out.
No, seriously, I didn't know.
Sort of.
I don't. No, Jez, there's a lot of lads what support Lower House. I didn't realise used to play for him.
Yeah, Clang.
That's the clown.
Clang, no Clang. Oh,
the clown.
Paul used to come to him.
Sorry, Enty, I didn't know that I thought they're clown. But there's people here. When you look around, they've a lot of years. Yeah, so I'm only a young un.
You're a young pup. So let's have a look, Avi. So we're working out about 55 years. Just have a little thing, and I'm not going to put you on the spot, any answers to questions, but just think about particular games, professionals that you've seen, that you've watched, how they've gone on with the score, with a great performance. How have you gone on?
Well, probably my favourite professional was Curti Azad.
Oh, goodness.
I've no doubt about that. And my dad would be looking down on me saying, well said, lad.
Yeah.
And he was such a genuine, fantastic player. Indian, you know what I mean? But I'm not into Indian food or anything like that, you know what I mean?
But
he was best professional I've ever seen down at Lower House.
Curti Azad.
Curti Azad, I agree with that. 100%.
Awesome.
Entertainment-wise.
Curti Azad?
Yeah.
Say what you want, Arthur.
He got 200s in the same season against Burnley, didn't he? And he was the first person I saw launch it out of here onto school
as
car
a cricketer,
park.
He was all right.
But
as a person,
he also cleared cricket field standard.
Well, so we've got Curti Azad.
Any case, Peter, Lee have won the final.
All right, fair enough.
We just to let you all the listeners know, we've been joined by probably
good old Arthur.
One of the longest serving members.
A proper old.
Arthur turned 90 earlier this year, and he's come to sit with us. So thanks for joining us, Arthur. We're just recording on here.
Right.
So I'm going to come to you in a minute.
You're
right. I am. You just watch it.
Put you on the spot.
Once you've had that Guinness, we'll come to
you. Have we got enough tape,
guys? Too much excitement.
Too much excitement.
Have we got enough tape?
So Curti Azad pro'd in 83, 84 and 85. So I played in a few of those years. So the spectators absolutely adored him. And, with his off-spin...
when Curti played,
yeah,
surely,
yeah, I was, yeah.
He had 3 seasons with us.
That's right, yeah. So, he could bowl some off-spin, and he was all right, but his batting was absolutely exceptional. The way that he played. Any particular games you remember? I know it's we're going back a long way. Can you recall?
I've supped some ale since then.
Absolutely. There's a few John Smiths gone under the bridge since then. So let's move on to Jeff. You've played as a young kid. You've done what you're helping out with George Bridge. then you've gone away working, and you've gone in the armed forces. You've come back, and you're here every season. You're non-stop. What are your memories? What's your memories, as recent as you want, or as old as you want, just about a game, or a professional, or even, you know, amateurs that have played? Just tell us a couple of stories about.
So, probably the best best batsman I've seen on this ground was Jack Rudolph.
Yeah.
And the bowler is Corey Jordan.
Yeah. Both South Africans.
Yep. But to me, Jack Rudolph was the classiest batsman I've ever seen.
Yes, that's 2002.
Yeah.
Jax was with us.
Yeah. And he never seemed to hit the ball in the air. Everything was just stroked away.
He was only a young lad when he played.
Yeah.
He came in, and remember did he get the? Is it 4 or 5 tons? 6 tons on the trot.
6 tons on the trot.
Yeah.
And
which is phenomenal.
5 of them were not out.
Yeah. And then went on to make a big
career. And we were a
career.
struggling side at the time.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
And we relied so much on him.
Yeah, to get the runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, bowled a bit of leg spin, but he got injured and then didn't want to bowl much.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
But he was outstanding batter, probably up there with. What about a game? Is there a particular game? You know,
the first final of the Worsley Cup.
So that's 2004.
Well, the first time we'd won something.
Yeah. So what's your memories around that? Coming on, and were you here all day?
The number of people on here.
What year was it?
2004.
I didn't hang over till about Thursday.
Yeah.
So Bob, you remember that game?
Yeah.
2004. You would have been mid-30s.
A bit older than that.
Oh, would you?
2004.
Yeah, I think you'd have been mid to late 30s. And what's your recollection of coming on the ground and
2004. Well, 2004. We had the tents, but they weren't quite tents.
Right.
They were a bit like them gazebos that are blown in trees.
Right. Okay. So
and most of them blew onto Lower House Lane.
Before there was a storm.
Yeah.
Weren't there? There was a storm. If you remember, it was red hot. But the forecast was that there was going to be a bit of rain later on, and
they had the usual deal with not the usual deal.
Yeah.
At that time, it was like the first club that's ever put all these.
Yeah. You pay
things.
you sponsor a tent, get certain amount of cans.
Yeah, you either had 10 cans or you had 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
And we run out there about 4:30.
Right, cracker.
Yeah.
I had 20 odd people staying at my house that night, and I woke up about 5:30 in the morning. I were in garden, and there were lots of other people also.
Brilliant.
But
brilliant.
It's the first time you won something.
Exactly.
And then the season afterwards, you went and won league.
Yeah, won the league. And you had a hangover till Thursday.
Yeah.
Which you're not bothered about. You manage. You get on with it.
The thing is, Bob, you woke up.
Oh, what?
Exactly. You're out there, Arthur. You
Well, I
woke
was
up.
still
That's
alive.
the main thing. That's the main thing. And your recollection of the game? How?
We were underdogs.
Yeah. Playing
Of course,
Haslingden, obviously.
underdogs, and our pro weren't the best. Peter Fulton,
that's
a
right,
New
yeah.
Zealander.
Yeah.
He got 26 with bat, and he was a bit average.
Yeah.
But then you've got Blaise and Charlie Cotton. Well, in the semi-final against Enfield, you're chasing 300 odd runs.
Yeah.
That's the first time I have ever seen my dad run on the pitch.
Brilliant.
Alvaro Peterson were their pro, I think.
That's right,
at the
he was,
time.
yeah.
He got 148.
Yeah.
And we were just dead and buried.
Yeah.
Chance had gone.
Yeah.
Blaise and Charlie
Yeah.
were just like...
Again, Blaise gets a ton in that semi-final.
Yep. And a ton in the final.
And then in the final, I think right in saying we were on top. You know, they had Asif Mustafa.
You
I think
mentioned...
one and all. Just 1 second, Arthur.
Oh, sorry,
No, it's
sorry.
all right, pal.
Sorry.
You'll be in a second. And they got a little bit more than we anticipated.
Yes,
Knowles
right, yeah.
battered well, did, and got a few at the end.
Yeah.
And then Fulton's out quite early. I think Vishal was out quite early.
Yes, that's right.
And Blaise.
We were like in trouble.
Yeah, we were. And Blaise and Charlie worked it around.
Yeah.
But then, can you remember the end of the game? What was happening with the weather?
I have no idea.
It was raining. It was actually raining. It was dark. It was dark. It was raining.
Can you remember that, Pete?
It was dark. And, but
they were doing everything to slow it down.
A lot of us stopped on.
Their fielders were like, well, we can't see
it comes to the ball, and if
batters could.
And if you remember, Dearden came on and bowled from this end and started bouncing Blaise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Blaise just about 3 or 4 times just boom straight into the park, just lifting it over. So that's they're great memories, and we spoke about them so many times on this podcast.
I actually think that was a lot of their own fault because they slowed the rate down to get it to the.
Well, they
wanted it.
They tried to engineer
coming back.
Coming back.
Yeah, they did because they were losing. They wanted to stop the game and then come back in the nights. But
that's going back, Bob, 25 years. 30 years.
2004.
Well, I've been coming on here since 1965.
Arthur, Wally, you think of a story from the 60s. I'll come back to you in 2 minutes.
Oh, I can't.
Is that right? So that's a great memory. We can talk through that forever, and we'll continue to talk through it. Bish, you've been coming on since around that period because Matt was captain in 2004.
Yeah.
Were you here for that final?
No, I can remember. No. Now I don't know what year it were, but I can remember me and Peter Ryan. We come here to watch a final. Matt Oak was captain, and it was going on and on. We ended up playing it dark, and we won it. But I can't exactly remember what year it were, and I know we won. Matt was captain, and we were carried on watching. It were going dark, and
that
it was
2004.
It was late. Yeah, it was late on, weren't it?
Yeah.
And we won, and it was absolute brilliant. A lot of people were going home because they didn't think we were going to play this, but we did,
raining.
and I were absolutely chuckled to bits, over the moon. So 2004, blimey, I didn't realise I've been coming here that long.
So
I'm still only a young pup, folks.
Bish, can you think of another game or a professional or amateurs
that
you want to talk about?
We've had some good pros. We've had some not so good, but a lot of pros what we tend to get are South Africans. And out of all that, remember Pino? He were a good one. But I can remember, Corbus. But I can always remember when we played at, I'll get there in a minute, folks. Just hang on a minute. When he lost his rag a bit, and we lost the round in that match. Where were we at? Not Aslington. Oh my God. Anyway, I can remember there were a load of his weight, weren't there? And Corbus lost his rag, and only a couple of overs left, and they banged him.
Right.
And we lost the match. But saying that, now from Corbus, he comes down and again. It's lovely to see him. But my opinion is the professionals what we've had. I mean, look, we've got now, and we've kept him. Francois Esbrook.
Yeah.
He come as a pro.
Yeah.
Had him a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Stayed with us as a player, which is brilliant.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you've got
brilliant. We've
got ex-pros who are prepared.
He does his bit now and again.
He does his bit, yeah. But Frankie, stop sweeping.
Fantastic.
But my favourite one, and it's just a shame we just couldn't keep him for another season. And it's such a shame because he's buggered off to Burnley. He's silly should have stayed. But yeah. Because Ocky Erasmus, he did really, really well with us, and he had that bloody bad accident.
Yeah.
And then year after, obviously he left and went to Burnley. Okay, we should never have gone. But and look how well he's doing. But I think myself, if he did come back,
going back to one memory.
When Ocky had that ankle injury, right? Who was the sub-pro we had in that final?
Oh, he was brilliant, weren't he?
Pretorius?
No,
Pretorius.
Australian, Cosgrove.
Yeah.
He was playing for Leicestershire.
Yes, we had Cosgrove.
Mark Cosgrove.
Yeah, we had him a couple of times, didn't we, Arthur?
Yeah, Cosgrove.
But like I said,
remember right, he
got a wicket.
Yeah.
They got a wicket.
Yeah.
He's not for walking.
So Laura,
like I was saying, Jez, I'm only, like I haven't, been here a long, long time. But my memories are that I enjoy I enjoy the pros are good. God knows, what the future is for Lower House.
It's all good.
The only thing I can think of is, in my own mind, is we will move on for the better. And I can always remember the lads tell me, because they always go back in time, and they tell me that Lower House was just the whipping boys. And they said if we ever won the toss, we did the lap of honour. And you can laugh, but it's right. But look at us now, how strong we are, how firm we are, how we back each other up. And not just from the first 11, but the seconds, the juniors, how Lower House is evolving and developing. And I think it's absolutely superb.
Right. You've got to look at
Bob, Jeff first, go on.
I think a lot of this is down to from the time when we started winning, that we started the junior section on the Wednesday, down to Stan.
Gladstone.
And all the other
built the club.
But all the other it's not just Stan, it's all the
club.
All the people
and the supporters and the members.
We haven't looked back, we've just moved forward, We've gone forward.
But to see this come on here on a Wednesday night and see 200 kids playing cricket.
Enjoying the cricket, the parents.
And the parents all sat round.
It's
there's
fantastic.
many
It just encourages new membership.
You never used to see years ago.
No.
Kids playing cricket.
Kids were never encouraged to play cricket here.
No. Well, at the time, I'll put you right here. At the time, it was a backward-thinking committee run it. No.
You on it, Arthur?
You're not too old to get one of them. So we'll just have a last 10 minutes just to talk about tomorrow. Obviously, it's the eve of the Worsley Cup final. We're playing Littleborough here. The ground is looking
superb.
Fantastic condition.
Superb.
The tents are out. We're expecting a massive crowd. What I'll do is I'm just going to go around you all, and I'll come to you, Arthur, to ask you for about tomorrow. What your thoughts are, how the game's going to go, and I want a prediction of who's going to win and maybe some scores. So, are there no pressure? Over to you.
No wickets down, 360.
That's who. So, Ali says 360 for none. Have you any thoughts about it today and how, the way that it's been set up?
I've just been enjoying myself from 11 o'clock onwards tomorrow morning.
Fantastic. And are you in a tent?
They don't pick wickets till 1 o'clock.
You're in a tent. And is Randy in there? We saw that you tried to persuade him to come in.
Everyone's welcome into our tent.
He's so tight, he's Randy, that he won't pay on because he watches Leeds United, he says.
Of course, So he'll be watching from all but wall. He's tall enough to watch all. Jeff...
Randy has started watching Huddersfield Town now.
1 second, Arthur, we'll come to you. Jeff, what's your thoughts? What's your predictions? How the day's going to go?
Lower House will win. I think it'll be quite a comfortable win.
Really?
If we perform like we are doing, and we also it's not all about tomorrow as well.
Oh no.
Because after today we've won 4 league games. We're top of the league. This could never be a better chance of Lower House doing the double.
Brilliant. Again. Thanks for that, Jeff.
Bob,
your thoughts
about
tomorrow?
Is this, that if any club turn up on the day, they can beat. You can beat one another.
Yeah. Who's going to win tomorrow then, Arthur? We're going to come to you last, but I think we'll come to you now. Who's going to win tomorrow?
Lower House.
What scores?
Oh, no.
Come on.
Lower House 210.
Yes.
Off 50 overs.
Okay. Littleborough
151 off 50 overs.
Well, you've heard it there. If you can get any bookies to take that, then get your bets on. That's Arthur Hall's predictions. Right, Bob, your thoughts? Your wishes?
Give any predictions whatsoever.
No.
Just hope it's doesn't really.
The weather's okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's
And
the main thing.
What's your plans tomorrow?
Well,
For you?
Perhaps you don't want to know about it.
Of course we do.
Well,
Go on.
yeah, I'll be having a few. I'll be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Brilliant.
We're in the same tent.
You're in the same
Oh,
tent.
we're unlucky enough to be together.
Helping out.
Good.
Yeah.
Bish, we'll finish with Bish, who's the most recent supporter, but so loyal on every game. What's your thoughts and predictions for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I'll be 100% behind Lorehouse.
Yeah.
They'll hear me all around the ground, try and bish, bash, bosh up the house. You are my Lorehouse. Everything will be going on with me tomorrow. The thing is...
And you're going to buy a round of drinks?
Well, you know, hey, I'll tell you what...
We're going to match your singing from
We'll
that
be in
tent
we'll
there.
be in the clubhouse. But yes, tomorrow I know it'll be. I think tomorrow will be. It'll be tight because Littleborough have never, you know, the first time in the final. Lorehouse have been in the final a few times. We know what it's like to win a final. Littleborough don't, but they will be fighting. They will be fighting tooth and nail to win it. I think it's going to be really, really tight.
Yeah,
but knowing Lorehouse and the competitiveness that we have, we will scrape through. And just hope the weather doesn't spoil a
John,
good game.
The weather will be
I've got
fine.
to correct you there, right? The first time we won the Worsley Cup, it's a completely different team to what's playing tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Well, it is because I'm
Anyway, all the
60.
best, Up the house, all the best, Lorehouse.
Right, good lad. So thanks everyone.
Who's the opening
Jez.
box for Lowerhouse tomorrow?
It'll be you, Arthur.
Ben and Frankie.
Yes.
Ben and
Can I
Frankie.
also ask, what's your memories of that day, the first Worsley Cup final?
2004.
Brilliant.
It was
It was
red
dark
hot.
as well.
Yeah.
It was red hot when we came.
But it did rain at one point.
Yeah.
Late on, yeah. I thought they got too many. I thought that we didn't bowl as well as we really should have done. We fielded well. If you remember, Ben ran Barry Knowles out.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he
flicked it on the
onto
stumps,
when he
which
was bowling,
completely changed the
yeah,
game.
That's right.
Which I think is
Oh,
why
it's
we
going back so
why
far,
we won it.
Yeah,
we've just done about 2004.
The first Worsley Cup.
2004.
Yeah. But then again, as Bob has mentioned in the semi-final at Enfield, it was
Unbelievable.
yeah. But when we
Played Enfield.
played Enfield at the semi, when
And we
Blaise and
chased it on
Charlie
300.
did what they did, it was written in the stars that that would happen. Even when Peter got out and when Vishal was out, and you know you think you're up against it. I know it's easy in hindsight, but I was confident that we'd win that. Even when they were trying to stop the game and when they were trying to bring us back into following nights, Blaise had it under control. It was the coolest, so cool.
It was just like
Yeah, I'll do this
I'm
in my
very
sleep.
confident we'll win tomorrow's game.
You'll be a
And
tight.
are you giving us a score?
I predicted 360 for none.
But you haven't said
Go on, Peter. Wake up.
That's them and we chase them down.
Somebody wins,
that's when
somebody
you go
wins.
to bed tonight.
Like I say, and somebody's mentioned it before, like, just hope that weather's alright.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
well,
win.
there's nothing we can do about that.
You can't
Nothing
do
we can do
anything
about
about
that.
I don't.
It might even
It
go
will
into
be
it
a
next
close
week.
game.
In any case, Jez, the last league game of the season is Lowerhouse versus Burnley.
That's right.
And that's when we win the league.
Yeah, and the double.
Arthur, I've got to agree with you.
The double.
But Burnley will be the one what's going to decide if we win the league, and I think we will do.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
Yes,
And I'll
say
say
that
that again, Peter.
And
Anyway,
I'll say it again
One
as
team
well.
in Burnley.
God bless you, podcaster. There's only one team in Burnley. One team in Burnley. There's only one. Hey, and you are my Lorehouse, my only Lorehouse. You make me happy when skies are grey. You make me know just how much I love you. So please don't take my Lorehouse away. Beat my spot.
Thanks everyone for joining in.